He's the Hall of Fame coach, former Duke head coach. He's Mike Krzyzewski, obviously lonely, needing a friend, needing somebody to talk to. And here I am once again, Coach. What would you like to talk about today?
Well, I went through my list and I got to the bottom.
Yep.
And there you were.
Yep. I'm always here for you. Always here for you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I had a big operation in January on my ankle and foot, and it's taken a couple months to get over, but I'm starting to walk around a little bit. So that's good.
If Nick Saban had called you 3 months ago and said, what is retirement like? What advice would you have told Nick Saban?
Well, he's done pretty well. He's got another gig. So I didn't want another gig. I would say that make sure that you want to stop coaching, first of all, and then have a plan. I already had a plan. I have a lifetime contract at Duke, so I have my same office, and I'm in my same conference room right now, and I'm like an ambassador for the school, and I'm a professor at Fuqua. I got a lot going on at Duke, but then I speak a lot for the Washington Speakers Bureau, and I have a Sirius XM show. We have a huge nonprofit in Durham, the Emily Krzyzewski Center. We service about 2,000 kids, and I got 10 grandkids. I'm a happy guy. I'm doing everything that I like to do, and including being with you today.
Of course. Yeah. Tougher to be removed from the sport at the start of basketball season or tournament time?
It's not been tough at any time. I was ready to move on. I'm also advising for the NBA, so I'm at all their meetings, the competition committee, the GM meetings, and that's been really, really good. But I love the game. I watch the game. I see more of the ACC teams than I've ever seen, and I'm interested, and I try to help Coach Shire in whatever way I can. But I don't miss the coaching. Probably the only thing I miss is the relationship between me and a player, because that's what I spent my whole life doing.
Where's NIL heading?
Wow, you're goodbye. I didn't get out. I didn't stop. Plus, I don't like the word "get out." I didn't retire. Get out means like I wanted to escape for something. Yeah. I didn't retire because of the new environment in college sports. It would have been exciting to try to adapt to that, because during my 40, 50 years, you have to keep adapting. This is the biggest adaptation, I think, in the history of college athletics. And it's not been coordinated. We don't have a leader. We don't even know who to call into a meeting to discuss what needs to be discussed. This has been 3 years now, Dan, and it shows the state of the NCAA 3 years ago, and the fact that it has not been able to do a damn thing in these 3 years. And instead of complaining about what it is, just accept the fact that this is a new time. And just because it isn't like the old doesn't mean it's not okay. This is what it is. And we should figure out how to do what it is in the best interest of everyone. And I think it's an exciting time if you had leadership and an organization to put your arms around it.
But NIL wasn't supposed to be a recruiting tool.
No, you're right.
But that's what it's become.
Well, because there weren't any guidelines. In other words, we should have anticipated. NIL, the intended consequences of NIL are pure. A youngster gets, because of their their abilities, their talents, they get different opportunities. That's good. That's really good. But what we've done is we form collectives and to pay players, basically. Hey, that's the way it is right now. If there was a plan, there's never been a plan, So as a result, the entrepreneurial spirit of our country, of people, takes it to unintended consequences that I don't know are necessarily bad. Maybe we should have gotten there already. But instead of bringing everything back, let's say this is where it is right now. How can we organize it? How can it be transparent? If you ran the Knicks and I ran the Celtics, I know your pace. I know everything. And in college sports, you do not know that. There's no transparency. That I don't think that's good, because then I don't trust you. You don't trust me.
But what you're saying, there should be transparency, that you should know what Clemson is spending or Notre Dame is spending. In
some way, yeah. Can we create? And maybe I would think that we could do that, but if not, what's the model? What model do we have?
That's the NCAA calling you right now, Coach.
Yeah, it's my agent saying, "What am I doing? What am I doing on this show? You're ruining your ability to attract people." No, the transparent. I think it's good for kids to make money. I think it's good.
But should we know how much they're making?
In some way, we should know that. But in some respects, they are independent contractors,
Yeah.
And so people say, do we bring them all under one umbrella, and are they paid by the university? It's complicated, but that's what leadership should figure out.
He's the Hall of Fame coach, Mike Krzyzewski. I talked to Jim Boeheim about possibly expanding the tournament, and he was fine with 96. And I said, well, that's the regular season. I mean, everybody gets an opportunity to make the tournament. You have conference tournaments. Why do we need to expand unless it's just money driven by the NCAA?
Dan, I wish people would stop talking about changing the NCAA tournament right now. It's a treasure. It works. It's beautiful. You don't expand something not knowing what it's going to fit into in the future. We do not know the future of the NCAA, and the NCAA owns the tournament. Until we find out, are there going to be 4 divisions? Are there going to be power conferences? Until you find that out, don't throw out 72, 78. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's a treasure right now. And during this time of the year, it's like a cool thing to talk about, expansion. And I wish Charlie Baker wouldn't talk about expanding it until he knows what his organization is going to be 5 years from now. And by the way, we're under contract for another 8 years, I think, because we screwed it up.
Yeah, but they break contracts all the time, Coach.
Yeah,
they do.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying, Dan, is, it's pretty damn good right now. In fact, it's a treasure. It's priceless. And every kid right now who plays Division I basketball has a chance because of the conference tournaments. In other words, I wish we would publicize the conference tournaments that started last week. There were 8 or so buzzer beaters in the Atlantic Sun and Patriot League and all these things. And to celebrate the tournament from its start, that is the start of the tournament. And it lends itself into the 68. And that's the beauty of there's no other sport that takes over a month. And then we're so good, we even take a week of April.
Yeah.
No, it's we got to be careful not to mess it up.